What if the White House had become a luxury extension of a private empire? What if the President of the United States lived like a king, complete with private jets, golf resorts, 5-star meals, and gold-covered furniture? Welcome to the reality of Donald J. Trump, the 45th President of the United States, and perhaps the most unconventional leader in American history. A billionaire in the Oval Office? Rare. But a billionaire who continues running a private empire while leading the world's most powerful country. That's unheard of. If you're into videos that reveal what the mainstream media won't show you, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and get comfortable. Because this isn't just about a lifestyle. It's about power, image, and control. Here's how Trump turned the presidency into a showroom for his brand. Donald Trump was born in 1946 in Queens, New York. He grew up surrounded by the success of his father, Fred Trump, a real estate developer. But young Donald didn't just want to be rich. He wanted to be famous. At 34, he opened Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. Marble floors, gold elevators, indoor waterfalls. This wasn't just a building. It was a symbol of excess. In the 1980s, he was everywhere. Tabloids, interviews, even movies. And with The Apprentice, he became a global icon. The Trump brand was now unmistakable. Flashy suits, red ties, perfectly combed blonde hair, and an unshakable love for opulence. In 2015, Donald Trump announced his presidential bid, descending a golden escalator in Trump Tower. The world watched in disbelief. He funded part of his own campaign, broke every political rule, and turned every rally into a media event. When he won in 2016, many expected him to tone it down. They were wrong. Trump brought his entire brand to Washington. The Oval Office would never be the same. Within weeks, Trump redecorated the Oval Office. Gold curtains, classic furniture, and a carpet bearing his personal motto. He added a bust of Winston Churchill and temporarily removed Martin Luther King Jr.'s. He ignored tradition, tweeting at midnight, eating McDonald's in the Roosevelt Room, skipping elite dinners. The presidency wasn't a duty for Trump, it was a role. And he was the star of the show. In Palm Beach, Florida, Trump owns Mar-a-Lago, a lavish resort bought in 1985 for $10 million. He renovated it into a private palace with a $200,000 membership fee. During his presidency, he spent dozens of weekends there. He hosted world leaders like Xi Jinping and Shinzo Abe. Every trip cost taxpayers millions in logistics and security. Mar-a-Lago became known as the Winter White House, a place where diplomacy met luxury. Trump didn't rule alone. He brought in his family, Ivanka, Jared Kushner, Don Jr., Eric. Ivanka became a senior advisor. Jared handled Middle East policy. Meanwhile, the Trump Organization kept running with the sons at the helm. It was a family business in the heart of government. Trump was signing executive orders while his hotels hosted diplomats and weddings tied to politics. Trump visited his own properties over 300 times during his presidency. Each trip cost up to $3 million in taxpayer money. Secret Service agents were often housed in Trump hotels, paid with public funds. He refused his $400,000 annual presidential salary. But his businesses earned millions from the visibility and foot traffic. Even his campaign rallies sold Trump merch, hats, shirts, signs. The presidency became a brand extension. His rallies felt like concerts. Supporters wore red caps, waved flags, and chanted slogans like fans at a stadium. Trump wasn't just leading a country. He was leading a movement. No other U.S. president had turned their name into a global brand like this. In Trump's America, politics wasn't policy, it was performance. Donald Trump reshaped the American presidency. He didn't adapt to the role. He made the role adapt to him. A billionaire commanding a democracy, a brand running a country, a performer on the world's biggest stage. In Washington, D.C., Trump opened the Trump International Hotel in the old post office building. Just steps away from the White House, it became a hotspot for foreign dignitaries, lobbyists, and Republican insiders. Critics raised red flags. Was this a conflict of interest or just clever business? Delegations from Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and others spent thousands at Trump's hotel while discussing policy just blocks away. To his base, it was Trump doing business as usual. To his opponents, it was unprecedented monetization of the presidency. Trump turned presidential travel into a spectacle. His trips on Air Force One were often broadcast like red carpet events. The jet became a backdrop for power, interviews, and dramatic exits. He even tried redesigning the presidential plane to reflect his personal aesthetic: dark navy, red, and gold. A flying fortress, remixed in the image of a billionaire brand. It wasn't just transportation, it was marketing. In 2019, Trump proposed hosting the G7 summit at one of his own resorts, Trump National Doral in Miami. The backlash was immediate. Ethics experts called it self-dealing. Politicians sounded alarms. Even some Republicans hesitated. Trump eventually backed down, blaming media and Democrat craziness. But the attempt revealed something crucial. For Trump, the lines between private business and public duty were negotiable. Love him or hate him, Trump dominated the media cycle like no other president before him. CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, all couldn't stop talking about him. Every tweet, every word, every rally became front-page material. Trump often said, "I am the ratings." And he wasn't wrong. Networks made billions during the Trump years. But while the cameras rolled, the Trump empire was benefiting from the spotlight. Securing Trump's billionaire lifestyle came at a high price. Every trip to Mar-a-Lago, Bedminster, or Trump Tower involved massive mobilization. Secret Service rented rooms in Trump buildings, costing taxpayers millions. His adult children also required security, even on international business trips. In total, the U.S. government spent more on Trump's security logistics than on any previous modern president. While Trump was president, the Trump Organization held interests in more than 20 countries, from luxury towers in India to golf courses in Scotland. His name echoed across the globe. Ethics watchdogs worried. Could foreign governments gain favor by investing in Trump properties? Despite the questions, the brand remained strong and global. Even during nuclear negotiations with North Korea, Trump joked about building condos on their beaches. After leaving office, Trump returned to Mar-a-Lago. But the billionaire lifestyle didn't stop. He launched a social media platform, held rallies, sold NFTs, and continued charging up to $250,000 for private dinners and appearances. His post-presidency resembled a celebrity comeback tour, except this time, the stage was America. With the 2024 election on the horizon, he never truly left the spotlight. Even after being banned from Twitter in 2021, Trump wasn't silenced. He launched his own platform, Truth Social. Marketed as a haven for free speech, it became a megaphone for his thoughts, endorsements, and provocations. Millions joined. Investors followed. And Trump kept control of the narrative, without filters, without oversight. The billionaire brand had found its digital fortress. Trump wasn't just a political figure, he was an economic force. MAGA hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, even Trump-branded straws. All part of a booming merchandise ecosystem. Small businesses popped up selling Trump gear. Super PACs collected millions. His rallies became marketplaces. The slogan, "Make America Great Again," wasn't just political, it was profitable. Unlike his predecessors, Trump turned private events into major business opportunities. He regularly held political fundraisers and private dinners at his own clubs. Guests paid tens of thousands to attend. Some even paid for photos, memorabilia, or a few minutes of FaceTime. To critics, it blurred ethics. To supporters, it was capitalism at work. Even out of office, Trump retained lifetime Secret Service protection. That meant his movements, from resorts to rallies, required planning, coordination, and serious taxpayer funds. His adult children also remained under protection for months after the presidency, due to business-related travel and public attention. No former president had ever required this level of post office logistics. Golf was Trump's escape and a business. During his presidency, he visited his golf resorts over 140 times. Properties like Trump Bedminster and Turnberry became political. Landmarks leaders were hosted there. Deals discussed. Photos taken. The media covered every swing. And the Trump brand grew stronger. For Trump, the White House was the ultimate season of The Apprentice. Dramatic firings, bold declarations, breaking news at every turn. He brought reality TV energy into the West Wing, complete with cliffhangers, villains, and loyal contestants. No press secretary, no policy advisor, no cabinet member could escape the spotlight. Trump mastered the power of visual language. He posed with military leaders, held up Bibles, waved from balconies, and staged historic photo ops at the DMZ. Every detail, his stance, the backdrop, the lighting, was calculated. To his audience, these weren't images, they were statements. Around the world, the Trump name sparked reactions. In some places, it symbolized success. In others, controversy. Developers rushed to license his name in Asia and the Middle East, even after he left office. From Manila to Dubai, the Trump brand was both admired and weaponized. As Trump's time in office ended, a new chapter began, filled with investigations, lawsuits, and indictments. From business dealings to January 6th inquiries, the billionaire lifestyle now had legal costs. But with every headline, fundraising surged. Supporters rallied. Merch flew off shelves. Once again, Trump turned conflict into currency. From club memberships to inner circles, Trump cultivated exclusivity. You didn't just support Trump, you had to earn proximity. Whether it was golfing at Bedminster or dining at Mar-a-Lago, loyalty came with perks. Politics, for Trump, was never just about votes. It was about access. Even as Trump's presidency ended, Trumpism didn't. Dozens of politicians now mirror his style. Flashy, defiant, and media-savvy. His endorsements carry weight. His words move markets. His followers remain fiercely loyal. Whether or not he returns to office, the Trump blueprint is here to stay. What does it mean when a billionaire runs a democracy? What happens when branding overshadows policy and power becomes a product? Donald Trump didn't just live the billionaire lifestyle in office. He made it central to the role itself. And America may never go back to the old way of doing politics. Is this the future of leadership or a dangerous precedent? Did Trump reshape the presidency for the better or for himself? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every one. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.